Hello, I'm Dr. Garrett Castleberry, an Associate Professor of Communication, Media, and Ethics at Mid-America Christian University, and I have the privilege of serving this year as the advisor to students in the College of Adult and Graduate Studies that are aiming to complete an interdisciplinary degree. Right? What this looks like is students will file for perhaps what we call a multidiscipline plan, and this typically includes 2 or 3 degree programs with which they are coupling together a smaller amount of curriculum hours toward completion. And typically for students in the College of Adult and Graduate Studies, or CAGS for short, as we all call it on campus, CAGS students tend to be set in motion on an accelerated track toward completion. This means they typically enroll in either exclusively online or a combination of online and on-ground classes that move at an accelerated pace 12 months out of the year. Now, there are a couple of budgeted breaks, but otherwise, there's this agreed upon standard that it is consecutive courses that run back to back throughout the year. And typically, with some exceptions, students do not take more than a single course at a time. Well, that being said, there are periods in which some classes are available, and then other times where you have to wait for certain curriculum. In a multidiscipline plan, you actually have to keep things pretty tight because you're drawing from a few different degree options. And just for an example, we might say a student in the School of Business wants to emphasize, let's say, digital marketing, and then combine it with another area like communication. Let's just add one more to the pile and say data analytics. Now, in theory, they would kind of then triangulate a major based on these different areas that they're combining. Of course, there are variants that you can choose from, right? Criminal justice, psychology, counseling, Christian ministries, and so on. Any of our degree packages that we offer in MACU. And once you get set on one of these accelerated tracks, we call them tracks for a reason, because like a train, they move in a fixed, form or focused pattern, so that you're always hitting that next course cycle. Now, there's variations, of course, and we can also recognize something like substitutions, right? Class substitutions that could be authorized by an advisor or negotiated by a student and a faculty member, that kind of thing. However, for the most part, if you're primarily an online student moving at an accelerated pace, things kind of get locked in, and this is actually convenient because you don't have to worry about constantly re-enrolling, and that's to the student's benefit. It's to the university's benefit. It aids the fluidity of that pursuit of the degree, and it helps everyone get to that end goal fast as possible, which is often a goal that students have, especially if they're coming back to school or looking to add some credentials or perhaps bringing in some prior learning. That is to say, previous professional experience that gets applied towards some of those course credit hours. Well, that is a big introduction to some of the themes that you encounter as an online student working at an accelerated cycle. And it also ties into this theme we're discussing, which is multidiscipline majors. However, I want to insert an invitation to be able to engage with you in a closer capacity to help you reach curriculum goals, and I'll explain what I mean by that, at an even stronger rate. All right, and so with every major or with every degree program, you students have a certain number of elective hours that are set aside. Electives can really be used in a number of directions, right? By definition, that you can apply elective classes in whatever direction you choose, technically. But it's also important to say that some majors, right, some schools may have fewer electives that they would prefer. That is to say, they would prefer that you use your electives toward that discipline to gain a deeper understanding of that subject matter area, to be able to fully immerse yourself in that field of expertise. That said, ultimately, you do have some agency as a student to be able to make those choices. It's just sometimes we don't know we have the choice available to us, or we just don't know how to go about identifying where we want to plug in those electives. Now, something very simple, a very basic, the traditional route would be you locate the catalog, the course catalog for the university, and then you kind of hunt down some classes that might make the most sense for your degree pathway. And in the old days, you might be showing up in some office and flipping through a book, and while occasionally there are printouts, we're living in the digital age, right? And these tools are more readily available to us in digital form, right? You can find the document, locate a PDF on our website, and kind of peruse the curriculum and see what's available, what's coming up. However, there's also a way that we can help to create a dialogue where we can personally invest in your future. And so that's where this service role that I am currently providing comes into play. All right. And so as the interdisciplinary or multidiscipline advisor to our CAGS students, I want to hear from you. I want to be able to get in touch with our multidiscipline majors and learn about your interests. I want to hear about what you're studying, but then why and to what end, right? So what are your long-term goals, or what long-term goals could you satisfy in this educational setting? And so the best starting place for us is reach out. Let's connect. Let's get in touch. This video is a mechanism with which to open a dialogue with you. All right. And so contact me. My email address on campus, online, is garrett.castleberry@macu.edu. Now, let me clarify. Let me spell that first name for you. Most people get it wrong. It is 2 R's, 1 T. So GARRETCASTLEBERRY@macu.edu. Let's connect, and perhaps we'll find time we can have a phone conversation, or maybe we could set up a Zoom interaction. And if nothing else, just email correspondence. And I want to learn about what kind of combination are you working with in your interdisciplinary degree pathway. And once we recognize that, well, then let's think about what electives can we insert and kind of alter into your schedule to maximize the positive experience that you're going to gain from your remaining degree time here with us at MacU. All right, so Dr. G is here to engage with you all. I'm excited. I want to help you find electives that are going to be satisfactory. The last thing you want is to take optional classes that you don't appreciate or enjoy, that you're not gaining from, and instead let's work together to find some substitutions, or assess if you have any. If you're doing a multi-dis and it's from 3 different schools, you may have a really limited number of electives at your disposal. But there are ways we can help identify potential classes that's going to better your professional development or your intellectual curiosity, one way or the other. So please reach out to me, and let's touch base and find a way to then expand our dialogue with the registrar's office and some of our excellent staff and human resources here at MacU to help you succeed in your program. Good luck with your degree pursuit, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for listening.